Hey guys, Dragon here, and welcome back to Need for Speed Heat, where today we are testing the Aston Martin DB11 Volante 2019. It's also the last car on the list, and this is also the last Need for Speed Heat video ever. Man, I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of happy. At some point I'm like, I really wanted to. I don't know. It's a good Need for Speed though. Let's see. Oh, wait, I gotta show you the live tune. There's a live tune for a moment. And now, let's see what engine swap you need. Yeah, we already completed all the black market challenges. Here, there. Yes, you need. Okay, yeah, no, this one is the best I've got right here. It's sadly very expensive, but the car is basically free, so you could say the car costs you about $1 million. Because the engine you need is the forged 3.8 liter V6 that costs you $610,000, and you count all these parts, all these things, it adds up to like $300,000 extra, so close to $1 million, not even to mention the customization and all these. So like maybe just a bit below $1 million or a little bit above. But the exhaust sound, fully aggressive, one off of stock. Gonna turn that over and on. And that is 2 down from the middle for the pipe renaissance. I realize now that I'm saying that word incorrectly. I say renaissance, but it's resonance. Okay. Cool. Alright. Let's go see if this thing can race, drift, and go off-road. Right, here we are. Let's see if this thing can race. Yeah, I still don't know how to feel. This is the last video ever of Need for Speed Heat. And then I'll eventually at some point get Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered. But man, to think we have done everything, from the story, to all the drift zones, to all the activities, to all the collectibles, to all the events, to all the races and all the side missions. All of that has been done already. All of that is in the playlist. And there's a link in the description in case you want to go see. Man, this is nuts. Let me double check on the live tune. Well, we basically 100% the Need for Speed Heat right here. Man, this Need for Speed has been great. There's a thing I don't like about it, but I'll explain in the end. Right now, let's see if this thing's willing to drift a little bit. Not much. Let me not forget to mention that while we were still busy, they added the black market thing, which gave us this car right here. The Aston Martin DB11 Volante. Let's do the speed test real quick. .376. Not that good. When I read this thing, I saw about 381, I think. But along with this card came, I don't know if it was a little bit after or was on the same time. There's another one that is like the Aston Martin DB11 Volante, which has its own story and everything. But that one car that I will not be testing is the McLaren F1. You have to pay with real money to own the expansion to that, and I'm not gonna do that, so sadly, not gonna be testing that ride. Why did I boost? Why did I boost? Man, dang it. Alright, downhill, let's go. .383, that's average. Man, I think that all the things that we did that I mentioned, it took us, well, forever since Need for Speed Heat released. I don't know, can't remember when, and it's now, well, you can see the date in the thing. Ay, 6 November, man. Here we are, finally at an end. I'd give this thing a 1 out of 3 so far. This thing can definitely race. It struggles a little bit to drift while you race. So let me turn off the downforce, put on the drift parts, and see what this thing can do in a drift event. Showcase suspension, drift tires, also at the end of the video, and showcase differential. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you the cars that I know that I would really recommend to you, if I remember them all. Yeah, this icon right here, this yellow icon right there, that is the McLaren F1. So it's got a whole story, just like the Aston Martin DB11 Volante, but like I said, you gotta pay with real money to get it, which I'm not gonna do. But let's see. Yeah, very slightly, very slightly. I'm liking it. Will it be a top 7 car? Don't know. Ooh, might have a little bit of oversteer. We shall see. Okay, let's see if this thing can drift. Man, we even did all the day activities, the drift activities at night, everything. We did it all. Well, at least I hope we got all the events, but if we miss one or two, I'm not gonna cry about it. It's not my worries. They're just events. They're not like actual stories or side missions and stuff like that. Easy, don't hit the building, please. Okay, come on. Okay, this thing's oversteered this issue. Once you turn left, it swings almost fully left, and yeah. Now that all happened there. Trying to straighten out, gonna use the e-brake to stop it from. Really, this thing's out of control. Is this thing really out of control? Is this not a really controllable car? I mean, if I thought even be worried about the throttle around corners like this, and this thing, I would not recommend it. It didn't do too bad on the score side of things, but still. Turn! Start to drift! Ugh. Not bad. We go straight, please. Straight, please. Nah, I gotta be too light on this thing's acceleration, man. Absurd amount of points to pass this. I got a lot of points there. And I'm playing on the hard difficulty. I do need 90,000 points, and we're not getting that a lap. Maybe. This thing's power is just. There's an artist trying to manage and tapping so lightly on the accelerator. It's ridiculous. How out of control this thing can go so fast. Oh, this thing's close. I'm short by 4,000 points just to pass the event. But don't worry, at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you, what is it, the top 6 best drift cars in Need for Speed Heat. This is not one of them, trust me. It did not come close to the score I managed to achieve with them. With those top 6 drifters. Hope I remember them all. I know I've mentioned them all in the past. Let me turn up the downforce because we're going off-road now. Let me put on the rally parts. Okay, let me double check on that real quick. Rally. Cool, we're good to go. We're good to go down here to Triple X Special and see what this thing can do off-road. Okay, let's fast travel. Right, we're here. Let's see what this thing can do off-road. think the driftway go off-road, so no problem there. Place is eventually ours. We need to now just build our distance between me and the guy in second. If we can do that, we'll be up to 3 kilometers or more. Then this thing gets a 2 out of 3 for drifting. Maybe a 3 out of 3 because even though I didn't pass the event, I mean, a few thousand points you can still drag out somewhere. This thing might deserve a 3 out of 3 or 2 out of 3, depending on how it does on the off-road, but and 1 kilometer ahead. Good. Still possibly pull off the average. I did my last Need for Speed race today. And the drift event as well. This is my last off-road race as well. Dang! We should get to 3 kilometers pretty soon. There we are, we have 3 kilometers now. Sweet. Average. Now, man, I'm gonna be fair. Like I said, you could probably drag out a couple of points onto in the race to pass the event, but in the drift event, not the race. Maybe get a couple of points to pass the event on the hard difficulty with this thing. But if I'm gonna be fair, I will give it a 3 out of 3. It passed everything. Yeah, it's time to go to the garage. And I think it sells for nothing. It costs you nothing to get the car at the dealership. And I don't think it sells for anything. Regardless, I want you out of my garage. Oh, they'll give me 8,000 for it. Okay. Oh, because of the body mods and stuff like that. And there we go, guys. All the cars are done. My days. Now, man, I mean, this game has been great. It's one thing I feel like they should have thought about, maybe. I don't know, they could have done it maybe a little different or something. I'll talk about it now, but it's not like a feature or something. It's about the car selection that I feel is a little pointless. So the fact it's nice, it's good to have cars. Let me get to the one example. Like, I mean, this I understand. This is from Underground 1, that's like a special car, and this is also nice and fine as well. So normal version, special edition version, same with the Ford Raptors. But if we go over here to the BMW M4, for example, there's a whole bunch of cars like this out there along the list. If you look at that thing's stats, the power is 2.1, high speed is 2.4, acceleration is 3.3. There's an M4 convertible. 21, 24, and 30. This one is automatically better than the convertibles. So it's pointless going for these things. And now, the convertibles have more customization because you can put a roof like that onto this thing. What's the point of having this then, if we could do that? See what I mean? To me, this is a kind of a dumb idea. Or perhaps vice versa. Maybe take the roof off of this thing and turn it into this. But why must I go buy a separate car when I can put the roof on anyway? You know? I understand that two different cars is a convertible and it's not a convertible, but still. Just to me, it feels a bit pointless. And the fact that the stats, this thing's not as good as the normal version, so... There are a couple of convertibles like this one right here, the Corvette Grand Sport. It's a convertible, it's the only Corvette Grand Sport out there in the game right now, so, well, I don't know why I said right now, but... Still, there's also a couple of these out there, like the car we just drove, the Aston Martin DB Volante. There's also only the Volante, oh my word, there's only one Volante that's a convertible, just like the Grand Sport. That's fine to me. No issues whatsoever. I'll put a roof on mine. That's pretty cool. You know, why did they, you know, like, if we could do it with the Grand Sport, why can't we just have just one of these, one M4? I don't know why we need two M4s. I hope you understand where I'm going with this. You know, I just feel like that's the only thing I'm like, why? You know? It's cool and all. I mean, I've got no problem. Personally, I do not like convertibles, but I'm pretty chill with them. In the game, I mean, it's just the reason I don't like convertibles is because they're, in my mind, they're super easy to hijack. You know, if your car's in this block, it's just super simple. Jump over, and yeah. No, man. I don't like that. I prefer a car that's got all kinds of locks and stuff. I'll keep my stuff safe. Right. Like I said at the end of the video, I will show you the best drift cars and cars I'd recommend for certain things. But this thing, let me tell you about this a little bit first. I would give it a 3 out of 3 because it can definitely race, it can drift, it can go off-road, no problem. So you can use it if you wish. But the drifting, even though we didn't pass the event, like I said, I will give it an extra point. But you have better options. For example, I can't remember if any of these are actually good. Dang it. Wait a minute. I think I remember. Was it not the Lamborghini Countach? where I mentioned them. You can go check out that video, because that video I know has every drift car up to date. The list that I'm about to mention is up to date on this video with the Lamborghini Countach. But I know the couple will be out after that. So where are they? Where we got? Just make sure don't miss it. The 911 Carrera GTS is also another video I'd recommend go watching. So I also mentioned the drift cars there. I think this is one of them that's a really good drifter, and what I mean by really good is remember, like I said, I'm playing on the hard difficulty, and these cars I'm about to mention is the ones I got 330,000 plus points with. Because they're really amazing drift cars. For example, SRT Viper. Another one we got over here is the Corvette Z06. And what's the other one? Corvette Grand Sport. Another amazing drift car. And let me just make sure I don't know. Mazda RX-7. Now, unlike the others, the Mazda RX-7, if you ever play any other racing game and it has like a drifting event in them and a Mazda RX-7 is available to pick, I would pick a Mazda RX-7 because this thing has been a drifting legend in many, many games. We're talking, my guess, what was it? I don't remember if I drifted this thing in Forza Horizon 2, because that was the first time when I went over to Xbox from PlayStation. That's because of Forza Horizon 2. I know in Forza Horizon 3, 4, this thing's an amazing drifter, but you're in a game like Forza Horizon and Motorsport, there you've got lots of other options which might, in the end, turn out to be better than the Mazda RX-7, but like in the Crew 2 as well, this thing's an amazing beginner drifter car. It is absolutely a destroyer in drifting events. I'm trying to think of where else is now as well. Even this one, I use it for all the drift activities. And like I would also recommend something that I sometimes forget to mention, or don't even mention at all, is sometimes, like with the Mazda RX-7, like I showed you in the video that I made with the Mazda RX-7, that I switched my parts around a little bit. Like, I fully tested this thing with fully drift parts, like I showed you in this one as well, which was the showcase, chassis, I think, and the drift tires and the showcase differential. I tried it with this thing. I didn't do so well. I got close to 300,000, which is actually amazing. And then I did what I did with when I tested the, let me rephrase. I did the same thing after I tested the car with the drift setup, full drift parts and everything, like I just mentioned. When I did the drift activities, I had, what was it? I think everything was the same except for the tires. They were track tires, I believe. And I went above 300,000 into 330. This thing is an absolute legendary drift car. I'd recommend it to you. So now I tell you cars to stay away from. The first thing you do, if you get a car, say for example you love this one for example, and you get it, before you do any upgrades or anything, check the engine swaps. Always go for the one with the most potential horsepower. Always. Unless it's like 1 extra horsepower, or I'd say don't worry about anything below extra 50 horsepower. Anywhere above that, I'd recommend you go for it. But like this one, let's say you like it and you want to go to the engine swaps and you see that engine with the most potential horsepower is over $600,000. And like I said, same with the DB11 Volante. It's a free car in the dealership, but it costs you over $1 million to build it up. Same situation here with the off-roaders, and they've never really wowed me. So stay away from big cars in this game. Stay away from the Colorado. They're really, really expensive. The Land Rover Defender. Ford Raptor F-150. Stay away from those things. All the big SUVs, like the Land Rover Range Rover, BMW X6, they're all the same thing. But if you're going to avoid any car, avoid this one at all costs. It's also a SUV. It also costs you over $1 million to build it up. There's also some cars like the Infiniti Q60. That's also another one that costs you over $1 million to build up. But this thing, avoid. It is the slowest car in the game. You spend $1 million on it. And you know how we kept driving away from the AI in the race on a hard difficulty? This thing stays with him, if you could say. It's that slow. In this game, this thing is not worth it to go for. I think the Panamera Turbo is also one of them. I don't know. In the video that I made about every single car here, it explains it as well. But I think one of the most expensive cars that you're gonna build is, well, not this version of it. The Polestar 1. It also costs you over $1 million to build it up to the max. Swap the most potential horsepower engine in and all that. But if you go for this version of the Polaris, I keep saying Polaris. Oh, why am I saying Polaris? The Polestar 1, here the Hero Edition. You keep in mind you're paying for the car price, $1.4 million. Engine swap, same story. All upgrade story, same. So you, in the very end, you're paying $2.4 million on this thing if you get the Hero Edition and upgrade that thing to the max. It's another thing to keep in mind. And now the fastest car in the game, well, it Need for Speed for a while, the Regera is and has been the fastest car in the game, but it's not worth it. I can't say which other car is the fastest because a lot of them pull around the same speed of 380 to 385 is the highest I've seen, I think. I'm not talking about the Regera. This thing went 390 something. 380 and below, like 379 kilometers per hour. Most of them go at that speed. A lot of them do. So I'm just saying, maybe avoid the Regera maps. What else can I mention? Oh yeah, off-roading. I know there's been a couple of cars in the past, before the LaFerrari, that, like I said, I check my distance between me and the guy in the second when I do the off-road race. So I compare that, like, if it's 3 kilometers, it's the average. If it does a 4 kilometer distance, then it's above the average, and then it's a really good car. I do not remember which cars pulled that. It was one of these, and somewhere here on the list, along down further, somewhere perhaps. I don't know. I do not remember. But the LaFerrari is another car that pulled that distance. It pulled a 4-kilometer distance between me and the guy in second on the off-road. Same with the McLaren P1 GTR. Man, oh man. And I think that's about all the information I know. And like I said before, I've done everything. The whole story, all the side missions, maybe all the races, I'm pretty sure I did. All the day races and the night races, all the activities, all the collectibles, testing all these cars. All of this is in the playlist. And there's a link to the Need for Speed playlist below. So, if you want to see me play the game from when it released, episode 1 of the story, everything, all that, you're welcome to go to the to the description, where there's a link in the in the description. There is a link to the Need for Speed Heat playlist. I really hope you guys enjoyed all these videos I made, because right now this video would be episode, if I marked it as episodes. Let me quickly have a look. This would be episode number 215. Well, when I hit the playlist, there will be a 215 videos. And I hope I got them all in here. If you do notice one is out, you're welcome to let me know in the comments. I keep these things up to date. The second the video uploads, immediately playlists. I do not wait and leave it by accident. If I do, you're welcome to let me know in the comments. But like I said, there is a link in the description to the Need for Speed Heat playlist. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. Share it if you really liked it. Comment, subscribe if you wish. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace out.